Hey, Howard Jacobson here. Do you ever go through a day and find that at the end of the day you've got nothing done that you wanted to get done, and yet you were busy every minute of the day? Well, so time management experts have a couple of tools for this and like to share them with you and then explain why sometimes they don't work. So one tool is to-do lists. A second is time blocking. So to-do lists is simply you get everything you have to do and you get it out of your brain and onto one piece of paper or one document, just everything in one place. So that does two good things. First is it lets your brain relax because your brain isn't going, I got to remember this, I got to remember it, I have it written down, I got to go buy batteries for the flashlights, and it stays in your mind and it buzzes around and it surfaces every single moment of the day except when you're at the store next to the flashlight battery aisle. So that allows you to calm down, allows your brain to cycle much more calmly and efficiently. Second great thing about a to-do list is when you see it all in one place, you can prioritize. So instead of saying, this is the thing I remember right now, I'm going to do it, you can then say, all right, I'm going to do the important thing. Time blocking is, let's say you've got your daily calendar, 9 to 5, and you say, here, 9 to 1 is when I'm going to do my most important thing, or the thing that requires the most concentration, the most effort, the most of me. And you turn off your calendar, and you turn off your phone, and you turn off your email, and you put a do not disturb sign on your door, and you say, I'm just going to work through this. I'm going to power through a 9 to 1, no interruptions. If you need to take a break, of course, you can do that, but the focus is on this one thing, as opposed to all these other minutiae and administrative details and other things that you could be ignoring or deferring or delegating or doing later when you have less energy and focus. So that's great, and these two can be very, very powerful, and I recommend people start with this, because if your only problem is just disorganization, these will really help to solve it. But sometimes this doesn't help, and I've seen this a lot, where people will do stuff like this, and then they'll say, well, the problem is my to-do list isn't robust enough, so I'm going to go and buy a to-do list program, or I'm going to try another one. I'm going to try Todoist or Wunderlist or Remember the Milk or AnyDo or Clear, and people like swear by their to-do programs, and so you think, well, the problem is they have a better one than me, so I'm going to go buy another one. Or, well, my calendar isn't good enough, so I'm going to get BusyCal, or Outlook isn't working for me, so I'm going to get a desk calendar or a wall calendar, or I'm going to get something integrated that has to-dos and calendar all together, and it still doesn't work. So then we have to say something deeper is going on. And here's one of the things that could be going on, and I know for me it's something that goes on a lot when I'm not conscious of it, which is the fear of getting things done is really the fear of having free time. If I'm really efficient, if I'm really focused, and I get the important stuff done, and I've already said this other stuff, this minutia, doesn't belong on my to-do list, I might end up with nothing to do. And what happens then is that I start to feel feelings and think thoughts that I don't want to feel and I don't want to think. And to me, that can be intolerable. If I got nothing to do, then the question is, who am I? And feelings like I'm worthless. If I'm not busy, who am I? I got no purpose. It might be feelings of I don't like myself. It might be feelings of fear. Whatever those feelings are, if we're unaware of them consciously, we will do anything to not make them conscious. Our brain will hijack our big goals and say a bigger goal, a more important goal, is for me to feel comfortable and good all the time and not have to go into the depths of things that I'd rather not face. And we all have stuff inside us that we'd rather not face, and stuff that we push into the shadow and say isn't even ours. And the danger of free time, of space, of emptiness, is that all this stuff comes up and we'll then do anything to push it away. So let me ask you, do you ever find yourself bored for like 4 seconds and you automatically reach for your phone? What are you trying to accomplish there? You don't need to check. You just checked. You don't need to see if there's email right now. You don't have to go and see if someone commented on a Facebook post right now. And yet we do it. That's a good sign that there's something inside you that you don't want to feel. So what do? I recommend making time, make an experiment to experience emptiness and see if that's what's going on for you. Take 10 minutes, turn everything off, set a timer, close your eyes, sit comfortably, and just see what happens when you give yourself time with nothing to do. If unpleasant thoughts come up, you can choose to think them or not. You can distract yourself. If feelings come up inside your body, feelings of anxiety, of panic, of fear, of dread, of sadness, you don't have to feel them. That's optional. But at least you'll know that they're there, and that until they get felt and fully assimilated and fully accepted by the adult you, and not maybe the child you who felt that feeling the first time and couldn't deal with it, but the adult who is capable of holding these feelings, then at least you'll know what's going on. You'll stop wasting your time and money on time management solutions when the real issue is self-mastery. So that's my recommendation, just as an experiment. Take 10 minutes and see what happens when you allow yourself the space to do and be nothing, and see what comes up, and see if elements from deep inside you are actually hijacking your conscious agenda with their agenda of not being made conscious. So go for it. I'd love to see your comments about what this experience was for you. You can just write them down. If you're looking at it at the blog, write it down on the blog. If on YouTube, check the comments on YouTube and add your own. And I would love to hear if this has been helpful for you. Take care.